so much for joining another episode of my NYSC journey. So, if you've not watched the first part, the gist will not be that sweet. So please go and watch it and come back. Don't run away. Watch the first one and then come back here. You can merge the stories and so they make sense to you, okay? So welcome back to my channel. So we're just going to continue from where we stopped. And in the last video, I was talking about how I was later on posted with the next stream. Okay, after the, saga, you know what happened. I'm not going to repeat myself. Go and watch the video. I'll leave the link in my bio. Then something happened. I made up my mind. I made up my mind that I wasn't, not immediately. I had so many advices coming in that you should better do direct posting, better do direct posting, if you don't do direct posting, I will see when I told people that I'd served in that place, they posted it. So I contacted a lot of people because I had my fears. This is somebody who has never left the house, for some of you that are like, they left the house, I've been born and I've been brought up in the north, just precisely. So you can imagine. And just compared to this place, they are no match. Like, they are totally opposite. So I was very scared because I was at this place. But then I was, before this, I was, like I said, I was convinced to do that posting. A lot of advances were coming here and there, work your service. And I'm not saying that is bad. I'm just saying, know what God is telling you to do. NYSC is not a joke. Because you see that 1 year of your life will be a determinant for a lot of things. In fact, a lot of things. Everybody has a story to tell whenever you're coming to serve. And it either transforms you, it mars you, it breaks you, but something will just happen to you. Something, either way, it must just happen to you, right? So I was like, okay, fine. I did not do direct posting, so I was going to take responsibility for that. And I was just fine with it, right? I was fine with the posting and I was like, okay, I set my feet and I was going to take this journey. So my point is that when it comes to your NYSC, especially those that will be going for the next stream, be sure of what you want. Be sure where God is leading you to. You might not get the full picture. That is the real truth. You might not have the full picture. You might not be totally aware of everything. But one thing I was aware of was that God didn't want me to do direct posting. In fact, that minute of when the posting later will be out, I had a confirmation. Most times we say we trust God, but we're using one eye. Okay, I'm trusting you, but I have a plan B. I don't even understand. I trust you, Lord, but I have a plan B. And when you trust the Lord, you don't have plan B. You should not have plan B because it's like, I trust you or I don't trust you. And that's what God expects from us. So at that point, I was like, okay, fine. All right. I trust you then. I'm not going to work with this. And as faith we have it, guess what? My call-up number did not come out early. Because most times people need your call-up number to be able to say, okay, let's do direct posting and stuff like that. My call-up number was not out till a while. So my call-up number was not out. So I was not even able to do direct posting. So that was not its fault. Basically, I'm just telling you things that happened. It just felt like this was a sign. So my call-up number was not out with everybody else. So apart from that, and then when my posting later came out and I found out that I was posted to the east. I was posted to the east. The east from where I was literally 16 hours, if not more. If you go to school, okay, maybe that's the hours. And it was far from home. I had never been away from here like that. So going there to start for a year. But then I remember doing that I was driving into the park and I rest in the fact that I already told God that anywhere he posted me to, I was going to go. As much as I don't know anything about the East, of course, we have Igbo people around us in the house and in the North, but compared to the East, and I made inquiry, the East was, I grew up in the North. If you stay in the North, you realize that the North is a place where things are cheap. Yes, things are cheap. Being in the East, you realize that, hey, you're in another world on its own. Don't worry, I'll tell you the state I was posted to. Okay, you will know the story. We're taking this step by step. Let's not rush. Okay, so I found out that I was posted to the East and I left. I went to the East. I left that morning. I had to leave as early as, was it 5 or a few minutes to 5 because it's a very far distance. And if I don't leave by that time, I won't be able to meet up with camp because I left the same day camp open because I was supposed, NYSC, you guys do better in this area because my posting later came out the middle, was it middle of the night to did. So there was no how I would have left. So I had to leave the same day that camp was opening. So I left that day to camp, and I did not know that I was entering into another season of my life entirely. And mind you, prior to that time, God was having CN. Sometimes we'll go through specific dealings, and I always feel, and you don't know why you're going through that dealings. It not even make sense to you that why is God asking me to do these things? Why? It might not know, but specific dealings are for specific season. Thank you, Jesus. Specific dealings are for specific season. Your dealing, you might be facing a particular deal now. God might be putting you through a lot, or just putting you through a series of training. Now, you might not know why, because it might not even be related to what is happening at the moment. But He can be training you for something He wants you to become in 2 years time, in 3 years time, in 2 months time, in 2 weeks time. Our timing and God's timing are not the same. And so one thing I'm glad is that I listened more to the voice of God. And of course, because even as much as I was like direct posting, I had my fears, because in my head, I wanted Abuja. Somehow, at least on Lagos, I thought about Lagos, but now that I'm here, I realized that Lagos, I'll give it the gist, because I knew that somehow Abuja was linked to me, but it was not the time. Well, let me not jump the story. So, I was posted to the East quite alright. So I left home that day, not knowing. I was very uncertain. I did not know anywhere. I did not know any route to take. I just knew, okay, I'm going to the bus station, the park, and I'm just going to enter a car. I'm just going to go to camp. And I just thank God for, I thank God for my family. In fact, thank God for my family. Thank God for them so much. I'm really grateful for them. And that was how I moved. So yes, I keep chipping in, because I don't know. I feel like you are about to make certain decisions. You're about to change an environment, and then God has told you certain things. God has given you certain signs, but you are still looking for validation. Of course, it's not bad to ask questions and ask people, but you have the right to see what you listen to. You have the right to see what you hear. You have the right to say, okay, I've heard this thing from these people, but what is God saying concerning this thing? So I did that, and I also asked God to give me confirmation. And God gave me confirmation from certain people that I go there. And so this is also, and I had to ask people that survived. And I had to say, okay, how do you feel going to a new environment? How did you survive? And blah, 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 blah. And they survived. So as much as you want to ask people for opinions here and there, which is good, but make sure that it's under what God is saying. All right. So that is that. Okay. So that was how I left my home to a new state, a new location, very far away from home. Let's not talk about the road. Let's not talk about the road. This video. Let's not talk about the road was a lot. I was so scared. I was like, let it look at, but I finally arrived camp, and we called Wi-Fi wearing shorts, and at first I was very comfortable with the shorts. And the East is very hot, so, but I later got used to it. So I came to camp. It was 3 weeks in camp, and it was 21 days of A-logs. Camp. They always tell us that when you meet camp, you miss camp. But I think I want to say it out there. This will be the last session of this particular episode. That enjoy your camp while you camp. It's going to be annoying, stressing, because you will tell me why I'll be waking up around 1 a.m. to take my bath. Because if you don't wake up by that time, sorry for you, you might not take a bath that morning. And I as being in a hot environment at that. So we have to wake up 1 a.m. So they are jingling, they are blowing the bugle, and you had to come up, soldiers here, they're shouting at you. I think if you want some of my, okay, I'll start posting maybe some of my shorts. It's kind of when I did my chaotic dress with me. I posted that on Facebook and Instagram. So, and yes, if you're not following me on Facebook and Instagram, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's not easy. Content creation is not easy. Please support me. Please follow me there. Okay, I'll leave the name of the handle on the screen, so you can please follow me. I'm begging. I'm not proud. I'm begging. I'm on my knees in my heart, literally. So that was how I left, and I went to camp, and it was 21 days of another journey entirely. And I got to meet people. I got to see a lot. And at that point, I still had the opportunity to relocate, but I didn't. And in my next episode, if I regretted or not. Okay, and if I can retrieve some of my videos I did in camp, I hope that I can. I will still post them, hopefully. Even not now, probably in the next future. When I can, I don't know. So that was my journey of how I went to camp. And yeah, that was the journey of how I was posted to the east, and I was about to, my life was about to take a different turn entirely, in a different location, in a different environment. I was just convinced that if the Lord was putting me there, He had a reason. And of course, He did. So I'll be sharing that with you in the next episode. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. I know you're very beautiful yourself. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll see you later, guys.